Did Prophet Muhammad even exist? A 2012 documentary entitled Islam, The Untold Story, written and presented by historian Tom Holland, made rather bizarre statements on the origins of Islam. Tom Holland argues that it is not Islam that gave birth to the Arab Empire, which is the Islamic civilization like Umayyad and Abbasid Caliphates, but the Arab Empire that gave birth to Islam. Prophet Muhammad, according to Holland, never existed, but only a mythological product of the Arab Empire. Islam is an invented religion. Any honest research to find out the origins of any religion should be welcomed. However, Holland's argument is very problematic in numerous ways. In the documentary, he points out to some facts that really do sensationalize his arguments, but lacking in substance. Regarding the existence of Prophet Muhammad, Holland said that there is no mention of Muhammad except 60 years after his death. He showed an old coin dated more than 50 years after the death of Muhammad, and he said that it was the first time ever the name of Muhammad is written on any surviving document. The first time. This is just so wrong. Robert Hoyland, in his book Seeing Islam as Others Saw It, had compiled Muslim and non-Muslim accounts relating to the rise of Islam and Muhammad. The book contains an extensive collection of Greek, Syrian, Coptic, Armenian, Latin, Jewish, Persian, and Chinese primary sources written between 620 and 780 AD in the Middle East, which provides a survey of eyewitness accounts of historical events during the formative period of Islam. There are so many references to Muhammad in Hoyland's compilation, but yet Tom Holland said he can't find any. Funny. Here are some of the examples. In Doctrina Jacobi, it is written, "What can you tell me about the Prophet who has appeared with the Saracens?" Although fictitious, designed for apologetic purposes, historical details of contemporary events reveal a quite startling information: the Prophet of the Saracens. Saracens is the word used by Romans back in those days to refer to the Arabs. Also, in Thomas the Presbyter, written in 19 after Hijrah, or 640 AD, this manuscript is of great importance as it provides the first explicit reference to Muhammad in a non-Muslim source. According to Hoyland, its precise dating inspires confidence that it ultimately derives from first-hand knowledge. This means that the time period between the death of Muhammad, which is in June 62 AD, at the earliest mention of him, which is 4th February 634 AD, is slightly over a year and a half only. Also, in the History of the Patriarchs of Alexandria, written circa 96 to 97 after Hijrah, same as circa 715 AD, it is written, "But after a few days there appeared a man of the Arabs from the southern districts, that is to say from Mecca or its neighborhood, whose name was Muhammad, and he brought back the worshippers of idols to the knowledge of the one God, and bade them declare that Muhammad was his apostle, and his nation were circumcised in the flesh, not by the law, and prayed towards the south, turning towards a place which they called the Kaabah." There are many more texts and manuscripts mentioning Muhammad. The list goes on. If manuscripts aren't enough, there are relics and artifacts related to Muhammad. This is the house and room where Muhammad and Khadijah lived. Articles that Muhammad wore on his head, his shirt, his shoe, and also his swords. Many are displayed in Turkey. The tooth of Muhammad and his hair. There are also Muhammad's letter to head of states. This is one of them, a letter of the Prophet Muhammad to Munzir ibn Sawa al-Tamimi, the governor of Bahrain. You can even see his seal, which is written Allah Rasul Muhammad. Why didn't Holland speak of any of these relics related to Muhammad. The hadith is also an infallible proof that Muhammad existed. Muslims have more than 100,000 reported incidents and items from Muhammad, much of it reported by chain of narrators and their status. Could it be one big lie? Impossible, because of the amount of information and the amount of people needed to collaborate something like this. If you would download Sahih al-Bukhari and check the information it holds, you would understand. Then download another similar book of another scholar like Malik. You will see the similarities, but you will also see the amount of information that cannot be generated and overlap to be same in context, but different in strings of narrators and in different times and generations. How about the Quran? If Muhammad was a myth, then who wrote the Quran? How can the Quran be written by man? There are many proofs that the Quran is written by Allah and Muhammad is mentioned in the Quran as the messenger of Allah. Even Tom Holland himself in his book In the Shadow of the Sword uncovers that the Quran does indeed date from the time of the Prophet, as the mainstream Islamic narrative has always maintained. You can fake anything you want in the world, but you cannot fake the Quran. Finally, if one argues that it was the Arab Empire inspired the creation of Islam, then what inspired the Arab Empire? The Arabs during the 7th century were made up of clans and tribes and far from being a united nation. Clans fought each other, stole from each other. How did the Arabs of the 7th century was able to unite and create such an influential empire? Where do they get the inspiration to build such an empire? How come Muhammad did not exist when every person on the face of this earth that calls himself a Muslim, either Sunni, Shia, Wahhabi, Sufi, Ahmadiyya, Salafi, Quranis, all of them believe that Muhammad is the messenger of Allah. If Muhammad was just a myth, there certainly must be among Muslims themselves who reject Muhammad as a messenger, or that he did not exist. There are Muslims rejecting hadith, there are Muslims rejecting Sunni scholars, there are Muslims promoting liberalism, but none rejects Muhammad as a prophet. Frequent news entails certain knowledge. We never met Napoleon, yet we know he existed because many people met him. Same with Muhammad, we never met him, but the proof of his existence is staggering. May Allah always guide us.